Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we're going to be talking about Erik ten Hag, the pressure he's under, and this war of words with Cristiano Ronaldo. Is it all getting a little bit silly, or is there some substance to it? Also, Manchester City's charges have gone up from 115 to 130. How's that happened? Let's find out. Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and, right, it's sunny, but it's cold. Hence the reason I've got my gloves on, because this is a bit cold, just in case you're wondering. Make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. I want to get to 800,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's say that, and we can do it with your support. Right, loads of stories to get through, so we'll crack on. Most of the stories regarding Manchester United this morning are focusing on the press conference and also this sort of feud, if we can call it that, between the manager and Cristiano Ronaldo. It feels like it's last year all over again. Basically, he was asked about Cristiano Ronaldo was given an interview with Rio Ferdinand where he said a few comments regarding the manager and regarding the ambitions of the club and regarding the fact that Manchester United, we should be challenging for titles and Champions Leagues, and that's what the manager should be saying and things like that. So Erik ten Hag was asked about it, and he's pushed back on it slightly, saying that Cristiano Ronaldo is far away, he's in Saudi Arabia, which some people have said, okay, this is getting into a little bit of a war of words. I don't really think it is. I think it's one of those sort of things where Ronaldo's got his opinion on Manchester United, and I think his opinion on Manchester United isn't just based on what happened last time he was here, when obviously he played under Ole and Ralf Rangnick, and then Erik ten Hag, and we finished sixth, and it wasn't that great. Under Ralf Rangnick, of course. I think it's also based on when he was here the first time round, when we were winning titles, when we were winning Champions Leagues, when he won the Ballon d'Or, when he scored 42 goals. He still has that mentality that Manchester United should be challenging at the very top. There's nothing wrong with that. I get that. I understand it. But you have to be realistic about where Manchester United are right now. So I think if Erik ten Hag comes out, and I was talking about this yesterday in a preview, if Erik ten Hag comes out and says, yes, we're going to win the league, he's going to look like he's completely deluded. We just finished 8th. We've brought in a load of players, yeah. But have we brought in enough players to suddenly go from 8th to 1st? Probably not. So I can sort of see both sides of this argument. Ronaldo's mentality and Erik ten Hag's reality, if you can call it that, it is just getting a little bit of a distraction, because I feel like with Erik ten Hag right now, the pressure is mounting. There's a lot of pressure, and it feels like a little bit he's getting it from all sides. He's getting it from ex-players. He's getting it from pundits. The results aren't going the way we want them to, and it just feels like there's this sort of clouds are gathering above him, shall we say. Now, Russell Martin, the Southampton manager, in his press conference, he was speaking about the pressure that Erik ten Hag's under, and he said he loves to be under that sort of pressure. That's the kind of job he wants, where you're in that kind of pressure, where it's not the pressure of fighting relegation, it's the pressure of, are you going to start challenging for titles? Russell Martin also mentioned, of course, Jason Wilcox and the support that he'll be offering Erik ten Hag. Now, Jason Wilcox was at Southampton, so Russell Martin will know him, will know what Jason Wilcox is about. Jason Wilcox's reputation is very high, of course. One of the reasons that Ineos wanted him. Now, you have to ask yourself, when does that support turn to less than support? When does it turn to someone questioning Erik ten Hag? Part of the reason you feel like the manager is under a bit of pressure is because of what happened last season. Not just finishing 8th, but this whole thing of Ineos interviewing other managers. Now, we've been over this hundreds of times. I don't want to keep regurgitating it, but you get it. You can argue that, yes, they were looking at other managers, but they settled on Erik ten Hag. But the mere fact they were looking at other managers adds to the air of doubt surrounding this manager right now. Now, you can end all this. You can quash all these rumours and all this sort of doubt, if you will, by winning football matches. That's how you do it. If you win football matches, you're not under pressure, whether you're at Manchester United, Southampton, or anywhere else. And that's what Erik ten Hag needs to do. We've not had the greatest of starts. 1 win in 3 is not good enough. Erik ten Hag will know that. Yes, there are mitigating circumstances. A bit unlucky with the Brighton game. Liverpool game was a shambles, not nearly good enough. But you can sort of rectify it by getting a win at Southampton. But I don't mean to be melodramatic when I say I feel like this manager is under pressure for this game. And I think Erik ten Hag said it's must win, but then he said every game's must win, which just negates that statement, really, doesn't it? But look, you're playing a team that are 19th in the league. They haven't got any points on the board so far. I think they've scored 1 goal. You have to beat them. You do. And if you don't, you are going to get questioned, and it is going to add to the pressure that you're already under. Now, another story doing the rounds this morning, which I think is relevant to Manchester United, because people go, well, is that really got anything to do with United? Well, yeah, I think it does. And this is the one about Manchester City. Now, we know Manchester City's hearing for these 115 charges is going to start next week. However, it's not 115 charges, it's 130. Now, this was a bit of a surprise to me. I saw this on X, or Twitter as it used to be known. This morning there was a community note. It said it's not actually 115, it's 130. And when you did a little bit of digging, you see it is 130. Now, apparently some of this is some sort of discrepancy with the way the Premier League worded it. So I don't know if these extra 15 charges are going to carry much weight. It might just be a bit of an administration thing where they go, well, that was worded the wrong way, so it almost doesn't matter. But it does add to this air, again, that Manchester City I've got a lot of questions to answer here, 130 questions. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Everyone's talking about this. Everyone's sort of giving suggestions, debating about it. We spoke about it on Off the Bar yesterday, myself, Stephen Housen, Adam McCullough, and we all had sort of different opinions. Yes, in an ideal world, you'd want to see Manchester City relegated. In an ideal world, you probably want to see the club folded and all their trophies given to Manchester United. That ain't going to happen. It'll be interesting to see what does happen, though, and this could rumble on a little bit. I think we can expect maybe a resolution or a decision on it next year. So it's not going to be a quick fix here. And as everyone's sort of mentioning and talking about on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, there's an element of the FA or the Premier League, whatever, damned if they do, damned if they don't. How are they going to handle this? How are they going to keep everyone happy? Is this going to become political? There was thought that maybe the City group or the country or the state that owns City have been having words with the government. So it's all getting a bit farcical, isn't it, really? No one really knows what's going to happen. The legal ramifications of this could go on and on and on. City are obviously pushing back. I think they've countersued the FA. The FA have got 130 charges to deal with. I think they've spent millions of pounds. Both sides have spent millions of pounds. City have obviously got unlimited money. The FA have got sort of more limited money, I should say. And we'll have to wait and see. But you would expect some sort of punishment more than just a fine. I would anyway. Steve was saying yesterday on Off the Bar, it could be a huge fine. They could give him a fine that's bigger than any club's ever been fined, and that could be like, look, there's the punishment, and that placates anyone. I don't think that placates everyone, sorry. I don't think that would. I think you need to sort of look at points or some sort of tangible punishment here, because especially when you look at what has happened with other clubs, you've had points deducted and all that sort of stuff. I don't think people are going to stomach it if you're just going to say that Manchester City, with all the charges they've got, with all the things that they've done, all the rules they've broken, if they are found guilty, by the way, I have to add that little caveat, if they are found guilty, will be giving him a fine will be enough. I think you're going to have to see more than that. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Just one final one as well. There was a story about Manuel Ugarte. It wasn't a story. The manager spoke about the fact Manuel Ugarte landed in England yesterday. So people are saying, oh, well, is he going to be fit for the Southampton game? Is he going to be match fit? I don't think he trained yesterday. Obviously, he just landed. So people are looking at it and going, that's probably the big talking point going into tomorrow's game. Obviously, it's an early kickoff, 12:30 kickoff. So if you landed on Thursday afternoon, can you play at 12:30 on Saturday when you've obviously been playing in South America as well? It is doubtful. Get involved and let me know what you think. I had him in my predicted 11. I think the manager will pick him. You may disagree, because obviously I don't want to sound melodramatic, right, on a game against Southampton when I say it's must win. And when you say must win, you sort of set yourself up to fail, because then you don't win and people go, well, it wasn't must win because you didn't win and nothing's changed. But I feel like we're getting into that stage where this game is must win, or at least don't lose. If you lose to Southampton, you are in all sorts of trouble. So I think he's going to pick his strongest team. And I think his strongest team right now features Manuel Ugarte. Let me know what you think. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Don't forget as well to hit like, share and subscribe. We're going to be back later on. We've got 2 videos coming today. We've got a chat with Ryan Hopper up the RH about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford did some extra training with Ryan Hopper. So we sat down with Ryan Hopper to talk about that, and also some of the other work Ryan Hopper's been doing with Manchester United players. I loved it. It was a great chat. I love Ryan Hopper, you know what I do. So make sure you're checking that one out. Also, we'll have we'll have the brew. Myself, Stephen Housen, and the son of a legend, an absolute legend, who featured in the biggest game in the history of association football. So don't miss out on that one. I've been Jay Motty. This has been the Paper Talk outside a pretty sunny Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.